Featherboard Wire here. Wire Lady TV every Wednesday, usually at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I had a few things come up today, so I'm very late. And we'll keep it brief today. I'll just do a really short live stream. Today I had a special request from Veleria to do some Sankofa birds and Andrinka symbols. So I guess these are all like African symbols, really cool. So I will get going on that. I'll do a little bit and then maybe we'll continue with these next week just because we're going to run out of time. So let me flip the screen and we'll get going, and then I'll pull the video up on my computer. So I'm going to flip the screen. I'm going to pull it up on my computer. There we go. So here's the template so far. Let me look up live stream, pull this up, and here we go. So I can see what's going on. Okay, where am I just have to center everything here. I'm gonna have to move this down. That should be good here. I'm gonna turn off my sound, and I'm gonna see who's hopping on. I know Sharon asked me when I was starting today, so I'm very late. So sorry about that. Hi Amber, how you doing? I'm sorry I'm so late today. This is crazy. I had a bunch of things come out, and then I had a big order that had to get out to go to the Netherlands. So that's finished, and that's the main part of what was taking me a while. So Veleria requested these. I guess they're called Sankofa birds. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And then these Adrinka symbols. So they all symbolize different things. I should have written them down, what they represent. So this one is knowledge, strength, adaptability. This is a turtle. This one looks like energy, freedom, unity, hope. What is this one? Peacemaking, harmony, intelligence, power, of love. There's all kinds of things. Creativity, peace, transformation, unity, universe. That's not universe. Where's the universe? This is universe. Sorry, this is universe. That wasn't, not unity. This is cooperation. So I'll put these all together with their meanings. You can Google search them to find the different ones. I have a few clients coming and doing it. No problem if you have to hop off. That's totally fine. So let's work with these. I thought about doing this in resin, but I'm not going to pull out the resin today. We're going to run out of time. So I'm going to just get my 22 gauge wire, I think, because we'll do these maybe a little smaller, and we'll work with those. So I have some 22 gauge gold, silver, and the rose gold. Maybe I should work a little darker. I also have some kind of copper. These are all 22. This one's nice, the copper one. So maybe I'll do something with that. And I think I'll work with the artistic wire today. I have some other ones. I'm just looking through all my colors. Yeah, maybe I'll use the thinner wire today. And like I said, I'm not going to stay on too long because I'm late today. Hi Angela, nice to see you. So we're doing these Sankofa birds and Adrinka symbols. So this one I think I wanted to do. This one's really cute with the spirals. So I thought that would be fun. Maybe we can do the outside with the thicker wire. So let's do the outside with some German wire, which is a little stiffer. I'm going to go with the gold. And we can get our ruler to measure. Hi, Connie. Nice to see you. Thank you for your patience if you were waiting for me to come live, because I'm extremely late. So just finished up an order to go to the Netherlands. So that's a big deal. So now let's go ahead. Probably this is going to be way too much wire, but 12, maybe 15 to be sure. So let's cut 15 inches of wire here, and we're going to do 20 gauge. So we're going to go 15 inches times 20 gauge, remove this, and where we want to finish it. That's the question, because it's always hard to know where to finish it. Like if you want a clean design, maybe we could finish it down there. We're gonna see. So say we do want to, maybe we should start it. Yeah, sometimes it's better if you start it in one place, then you won't waste wire. And if we overlap it at the bottom, I have an idea. Maybe we can, this is start here, and we could just use that. We could maybe finish it off there, or here maybe. Maybe we can just finish it here and then do that little bit at the end. We can try that. Okay, that's always the hard part, is to know where to start. Been working on some wire for shows. That's awesome. Yay. Okay, perfect. So actually, if we put this wire straight up like that, we can use this after just to anchor this bit to go around there. Maybe we'll do that. We're just gonna, or maybe we'll just leave it up like that. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to start forming the feet. So you can follow the template, or you can just kind of wing it. I'm gonna try to keep it pretty simple, stylized, go back and forth. The German style wire is nice because it's bends nicely. It's more stiff. It's a little harder to bend than the artistic wire, but it has some brass in it, so it's more, it makes crisper bends than the dead soft wire. The artistic wire is dead soft, and it's a little like makes more curved rounds type of thing. So we're going to go with this. No, I won't worry too much if it's absolutely perfect, but we're gonna just do, I like these. I could have made the toes a little more pointy, but I think I'm gonna keep them pretty simple. I don't want them to be like chicken feet, so they're kind of more like duck feet, I guess. I don't know anything about this bird. I guess it's a real bird. It could be a mythical bird. If anybody knows, let me know. I didn't really do too much research. I just found some images of these symbols, and I'll probably try to do some research and to find out more about these symbols, because it's very interesting. They're very cool. I like them. And we're going to do this and then bring this out here, and maybe bring this up a little more and around. So if we want to make that more curved, we can get a curved form to help with that. Maybe a couple of markers or pill bottle, and we want to kind of curve it out. Maybe this is going to be too small, so we're going to do this around here, and around here. Okay, so around here. So now this follows that shape, and we want to bring it around, and then maybe we can do like the eye thing. So let's take this one around here and hold it in place here, and maybe around here we're going to bend it out and do the eye. So we're going to bring this one around here, make a larger circle. How big? Not too big. And then the little eyes, the little circle within the circle. And if you want a really small circle, let me find those pliers. I like to use these. I've used them so much the spring broke in them, so I like to use these ones to do. Yeah, so this is called a Sankofa. I don't know how to pronounce it, bird. It was a special request from Veleria for these African symbols. So there's some things called the Andrinka symbols, and then this bird. So I'm not sure if it's a mythical bird or the actual bird. I didn't have time to research it too much, so I will have to do that. She just asked for them. She didn't really give me any background on what they were all about. So I will have to find out and let you know. So here's the eye, and down and then down. So now we have to, there, we have to take this and, whoopsies, take this and we're going to give it like a little sharp bend on here. So let's give it a sharp bend. So if you do a sharp bend, you hold it and you really push it with your thumb to make that sharp bend. And then we're going to bring it down and around. It's cute. It looks almost cartoony, this one. It's really cute. Okay, so we're going to bring that one around and we will bend this around, and then maybe get the end of the marker to bring this one around. Okay, so I mean, this could be a duck too. You could use these ideas and do any kinds of, iterations of them that you want. This is just a fun exploration on doing a design, and you guys can embellish these any way you want. We're going to bring this one up here. I just want to more or less follow the pattern so it's slightly proportional up here, and then we're going to bend this one like here. Okay, so we're going to get that a bend and bend this here. And I don't know how many of the other symbols I'll get to do, but we'll see what we can do. But we do want to do this little tail thing, and they don't have to be perfectly even. Sometimes it's nice when they're uneven. Back and forth. Okay. And again. And there. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Perfect. There. And around. Okay, so they're going to curve that one around. So this is what we have so far. These ended up being a little too even now. I did want them to be a little more uneven. So what if we just, I don't want to break the wire, but maybe we can just kind of open it and bring this down a little more. Sometimes it's nice when they're uneven. When things are too even, they just don't always look so good. And then this one should be maybe more up. Okay, let's just bring this one up. I should be more conscious of that before making them more uneven. Like, sometimes when you overthink things, they get too even, but then if you try to make them uneven, it's tricky. Yeah, that's better. They definitely look better when they're uneven. Okay, and could have made these more pointy, but that's okay. They're like that. Okay, so let's get this one on here. Bring that one around. Match this up to that one. And let me just see what I want to do. Yeah, I think if we try to do it this way, where we get some of these out of the way. Okay, so if we want to just start the round here, and then bend this straight up here, bring that one in here. Oh, this should be lower though. Okay, so this one should be more, like just a little lower. Okay, and then this one, if we want to wind this one around here, okay, because what I was thinking for this is if we could get it to look like that half circle thing, because I was wondering how I was even going to do those half circles. But if we brought it around here, oh, but then if we do the 22 gauge wire, it's not gonna really match. Okay. Because what I was thinking is I could do the spirals with 22 gauge wire, but maybe I should do them with the thick wire, but I think the thick wire is too thick. So now that idea didn't quite work. I'm not going to go with that. I'm just going to clip it, I think, and embellish it after. So let's go ahead and clip that, and hope it doesn't come apart. Okay. And we're going to close that. Okay, that looks good. And then this part. So it looks a little wonky. You could have finished it at the top with a loop, I guess, but this is just kind of going with it because it's not quite how I thought it would look. So that's okay. There's a bit of a knot there, but that's all right. I think we could probably camouflage it at some point. So we do have the initial bird that's kind of like that. Maybe the neck could have been a little bit bigger. It should be all right. Okay, so we're just going to fix this a bit. There. Okay. Perfect. There we go. So there's that, and now I want to do the spirals. So if we're going to do the spirals, let's get the 22 gauge wire, which is really thin, but I also have a, oh, I don't know if I have a 22 gold. I was going to say if I have a 22-inch gold in the German style wire, that would be good, but I don't think I do. So let's try this and cut a bit of a piece and try to do these spirals. I could have done them in the bigger wire, I guess. But let's just go ahead and do some spirals. So we're just going to do them very loosely. Okay, we're going to go around here. Okay. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. And then around this way. You could use the end of the pencil for that. Okay, around there. Okay. And we're just going to wiggle it around. There we go. That should be good. So here's one. Just winging it with the spirals. We're going to see if the size is good. And then we can put them inside. This might be a little small, but let's just bring that one up. Maybe that one should be a little smaller. And you can see you can wiggle them, so parts are bigger, parts are smaller. And if you put that up here, that would work. But then we need to get some, let's bring it up a little bit more. Maybe we can make this a little smaller so it's going to fit. So we can like kind of fit it in there. Okay. That's pretty good. And if you need to even make it a little smaller, we could probably do that. Might take a little bit of wiggling. Okay. There. Let's see if that's going to work. From there to there. I think that's good. Okay. Could have gone up a little more. So let's get a really thin wire. Maybe like 26 gauge or something in the gold. I don't know what I have here. I might have to go down and get my really thin wire. My like 28 gauge. Okay, I'm gonna have to run down and get some 28 gauge, so I'll be right back. beige, but I don't think my gold's in there. I must have put it somewhere. That's really strange. I'm not sure where I put my 28 gauge gold. And I know I have it because I used it. I don't know what this is. Maybe that? I used it to make those threaded earrings, but I can't find it. So maybe this, I'm not sure what this is. We're gonna see. It's thin. I think it's maybe more like 26 or 24, but we can try it. So let's go ahead and get this here and try to fix it. So if we get this in here and take this, there, yeah, I maybe should have used a thinner wire, but this is all right. So we're going to do this around here. Okay, and I guess I'll just continue it around here and up here. Perfect. Okay, so we've got those attached, and maybe I'll have to do another one on the other side to get it to stay in place. Now, this might end up being the only thing we make today, but we'll do what we can. Yeah, I really wish I had slightly thinner wire, and this color is also not quite the same gold, but it's all right. I don't even know where I got this wire. I'm not sure what this is. It's strange. Oh. Okay, so let's go ahead, remove some of this stuff, and let me know what you guys are working on currently. I know Amber does a lot of painting and shares it in the Heather Boyd art group, so that's cool. Yeah, hopefully our friend Serena will be back soon because she does her weekly studio sessions, and I was gonna try to do some live streams on my art channel, and then of course I ran out of time, and my mom's moving again to a smaller apartment, so we have to go down and help her out with that in 2 weeks. So I don't think it's a live stream day, so it should be okay. Okay, so there's that. Let's get some more of the 22 gauge wire, which I had. No, what's that? Oh my gosh, my eyes are so bad. Yeah, that's the 22. Okay, so let's do this and trim this here and do another spiral. So we'll need the, oh, we're using these ones. Let's just use these. So we're going to bring this one around here and around. Okay, and around. Okay. Okay, so we've got that, and this should be good. We can spread it a bit too. And then this one we're going to need to do even bigger here. So let's start with the circle. That's going to be too small. Let me get a bigger. Oh, I have my baling pliers. I can do that. Make this a little bigger, bring this one around, and see if that circle is going to be in the right place. If we do this one here, and it's going to have to be a lot bigger actually. So let's do it even bigger. I might have to get a different. Maybe my Sharpie might be good for that. Let's check. Maybe this one. Micro pen. We're gonna check this. Ooh, Now, is that Mirta? Or is that somebody else? That's what I thought. We'll see. Must be Mirta. Does anyone know that song, Must Be Santa? Except it must be Mirta. I forget how that goes. Must be Santa, must be Santa. But I don't know all the words to that. It's from my daycare days. So we're going to bring this one around, and then we'll clip. Perfect. And we can adjust the size of this. Trying to put a tree or fern on a cabochon. That sounds cool. Very nice. Fern would be nice too. That'd be beautiful. Okay, so here's our other spiral. Maybe I did it too spirally, but that's okay. So we're going to go ahead and attach it here. We're just going to work our way down with this extra wire here. Bring it down here. So we looped it onto there, and then we're going to get it through here. I like this idea of just filling it in. It's not really a chaos wrap as such, but it's a cool way to fill in a space with spirals. Now this one, let's loosen it up a bit. And here. There, perfect. Okay, it's coming along. It's special request for African bird. Yes. Mirta, hello. Hello, hello, hello. We thought it was you. We suspected as much and are happy that Mirta is in the house. Okay, so now I'm hoping I'm not going to run out of room for these spirals, because we do, what's that one up a little bit more? We don't have a lot of room left, but we're going to do what we can. Okay. And bring that one around. When I post pictures of this in the community section, I'll write out information about what these symbols are. And so this is it's called a Sankofa bird. S-A-N-K-O-F-A. And then we'll be doing some of the other symbols. So we're going to start with this. I just want to make sure we have room for everything. I really like this idea of filling it in with spirals, but not like too many spirals. And I could have even gone like with more open spirals than this, but that's okay. I'm gonna bring that one around. And then after this, I'm gonna hop on my bicyclette and go for a ride, because it's a nice day. It's not too hot and not too cold. There. Oh, and actually these wires up here, I could trim those now. So let's bring those to the back and trim them so they're out of the way. Okay. And I was going to do some resin for one of the designs. Maybe Mirta wants to see the designs. I wanted to try resin for that design, but that'll be another day. I think a lot of these live streams will require PSs. Even last week's, I didn't do as many gestures as I would have liked. So, but the trouble is I keep getting new requests for new designs, so I hardly ever get back to the old ones that I started before. Okay, so now let's get another piece of gold 22 gauge and just the right amount of spirals. Thank you. So we're going to see how this is going to work, because it's a little wider now. Because the other one had like half spirals too. So there's this. I'm going to do this. So let's just do this. And then maybe we can figure out Could just do a small one maybe. We're just gonna play around with this. We're gonna bring that one in here. Okay. Okay. There. There. And then this one, we're gonna, well, we wanna somewhat camouflage that little bit here. I'm gonna do this. So I have a little knot there. If we could, you know what, it's probably not gonna show too much. If I could, the knot was to the back, it might have been easier to cover, but kind of hard to bring this on top. That's okay. You know what? It's fine. There's a little bit of a knot, but it's okay because the wires are twisted around anyways, so it doesn't really matter. Okay, so we've got that, and then this one, we could try something different and just do a teeny little spiral. This little one. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. Okay. Okay, so let's clip that. You guys can wing it with how you want to do your spirals. And if Veleria is watching this, thank you for your special request. And I will continue working on these. I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do one of the symbols. I have a lot of this leftover wire, so let's go ahead and trim this. We can use this for something else, so trim that. I'll go with the windy wire, the mystery wire. That's probably 24 gauge, but I don't even know where I got it. Ooh, this is so cute. I do like it. It's a little duck-like. But let's bring these in a bit. There. Cute. And you can kind of separate those a little. So nice. That's super cute. So this is like this one, which is fun. This one I want to try with resin. This would be like one piece of wire. I'm not going to do that one. You guys can do this one. And then this also could be something like resin or something. So a lot of possibility for the birds. And let's just try a few of these symbols for fun. I'm going to grab a sip of water. Thank you. Exactly how Heather does them. Aw, I just wing it. Corey, did I say hi to you yet? Did you just hop on? Hi, Corey. I think I missed you hopping on. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's put the 22 gauge back there. That was 22. And let's get, this is another 22, but this is more like brown. What I thought it might be interesting. These might be hard to get them small. Like that's kind of more, it looks almost like a Celtic knot, okay? And then this one, let me write down what that one is called peacemaking. That's nice. Let's write that down, peacemaking. So maybe we could do a quick one like that. Or maybe, what if he even got like a, that looks really thick. Maybe we could do a thick wire with that. Let me just get 16 gauge. This, I mean, a lot of these look like they could be soldered or something. But something like that, you could just get a thick wire. And you can do, so say, I'm not sure where to start, but say you started here and you brought that one around. And then this one here, these look like they both go to the back. Let's get rid of that. Okay, these look like they both go to the back. Just like some kind of knot thing. Okay. Okay, and that one. And then this one. Yeah, they look like they both go to the back, which is unusual. So that one just goes around like that. You can see that I'm just totally following what these do. And then this one looks like it also goes to the back. But maybe it just, I mean, you've got two choices. You could just finish it there, or like you could finish it in the middle. Like say you were trying to replicate something being soldered, okay? You can cut it like straight up in the middle, okay? And then this one would go also to the back, okay? Best you could do it even to get it even. Let's see, that and that look pretty even, okay? But then the idea would you would want them to kind of meet there, right? So you'd have to cut that like flush, best you could. And then the idea would be, you could even adjust that a little more with the round wires. Hopefully I'm still on. But this could come up a little more. And then these would just meet. See, that would be, like if you could solder, that's probably the cleanest way you could do this. Or maybe having it end more like flush to that would be better. And then you wouldn't see that line as badly. But that just shows you how you could do something like that. Exactly like that. And then the ends just meet together. So you would either solder those, or you could give them a dab of glue if you wanted to. But you'd have to cut it really flush. You almost have to saw it so it'll be staying in line. So cool. Fratercula artica. There we go. So we're gonna put that one at the side. Now let's try to do, like, this one's pretty simple. And this one means strength. Okay, so this one, you could either do with 2 wires and attach them together, or maybe we can try something different. We try something different. We could, I guess, also try with the German style wire. Maybe get about 12 inches. Okay. And let us start at one side. So we want to start, let's just bend this like really sharp here. I don't even know if this is going to be in the right kind of position. And then we're going to get these. Maybe, should we get them in the same size? We'll get these pliers to bring this one around here. These, I might not have enough wire though if I try to do it that big. I might run out of wire, we're gonna see. So we're gonna bring this one around. Okay, and around here. There's a little, they're a little big maybe. So we could even go smaller. But is that gonna be too small if I do these ones? Or maybe. Okay, so if we're gonna do this part of the veil making pliers, and this kind of just goes a little bit beyond that, but not too much. I'm gonna get the phone. Sorry guys, I'm expecting a call. Hello? No, thank you. Okay, do not need that. Okay, so perfect. So we've got, let's try those two. My circles are a little wonky. Okay, and around here. Okay. Good. So now, if we want to bring these in a little, we can just try to do the little spirals. This wire is stiff because it's the German style wire. The artistic wire might have been a better bet, but we're going to do it what we can here. Now, how much of a spiral? So if that goes here and it goes around, zoop, zoop, and there. Okay, so we don't want too much of a spiral. Okay, we're going to go in like that, and then that would come in like that. But what I was thinking is we should maybe just clip this end, okay? Okay, I should have started more towards one end, I guess. And this is not necessarily going to be super even, but it's okay. It's just to get the design down, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Okay, so if we have that, and then this one, maybe try to make this a little smaller. Oopsies. Okay. And yeah, that's definitely a little wonky, but that's okay. No problem. It's okay if it's a little off. Okay, so now what we would want to do is work our way out. Okay, so if we bring this here, I don't know at what position, we're going to see. So this just goes around this way, okay? And again, around. Maybe move that in a little bit more. And the idea is to bring this one around here, okay? So that's cool. Is that enough, though? Okay. So if we go up here, let's just see. So we go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, so that should be good. So we're going to bring this one out here, and then we have to bend it here. And let's use our chain nose pliers. So we're going to, oops, those aren't right. That's the round pliers. Okay. Puffin. Oh, puffin. I don't know, have I done puffins? I've done penguins. I don't know if I've done puffins. Okay, so we're going to bring that one in here. They're not the most even spirals on the planet. Okay. And then we're going to around here. Around here. Oopsies, it got a little crooked. Okay. It's a little crimped. Okay. So then we're gonna go around there. Maybe easier with the round nose pliers. Sometimes it's hard to access with the veil making pliers. So we're gonna see if we could just straighten out that little curve. Okay, bring that one around. But like I said, at least you'll have the design. So if you do want to make something like this, you'll have the method. Okay, so we're going to bring that one around here. And around. Okay, so we're getting here. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Okay, so that's that. That worked. Let's get the veil making pliers. And then maybe we'll do one more after that. So this is very similar. And it's all one piece of wire. So that's good. So you don't have to like wind the pieces together, because they're already together. Okay, so this one means struck. Looks pretty good. It's very similar. I like that actually. That's really nice. Okay, so that's good. So maybe we'll do another one. This one's cool too. This is What is that one? Endurance and resourcefulness. You almost like have to have little extra ends there. Some of these are like done with double lines. This looks like a flower. It's creativity. I mean, that's a pretty simple flower. And some of them are, this one is transformation. I mean, there's some really nice ones. I do like the strength one. I do like the flowers nice too with the creativity. And the transformation is nice too with the star. I like that. There's peace. And then there's one that looks like a turtle. That is adaptability. That's interesting. I do like the turtle too. We could just do the flower maybe. Let's do that. Okay. And can we do it with a small wire? Let's do it with this rose gold. And then we should probably hit the road because I have to go soon. Okay, I'm going to do that one in a second. I'll be right back. Other device. So let us, remember that collaboration I was telling you about? I just received the thing I'm collaborating with, but I have to figure out how to use it. So wish me luck with that. Okay, so this one, I think we can just start in the middle maybe. No buffering? Buffering. Maybe it's because I left. Like I just stopped talking for a minute? Maybe that was it. Okay, so we're going to bring this one around. So we're going to start with the loop. And then we're just going to, how can we do this in a way that we have the same measurement? Maybe if we bring it here, like that. And bring that one that way and down. And then maybe with the round nose pillars. We're going to see how this is going to work. Okay. And here. And then you were going to have to do it openly and then bring it around. Let's go like that. That. And then around. And then I'm just trying to think of how to get these sides even. That, and that way, and then we could adjust them after. So we're gonna go that way, maybe up a bit, that way, and that way, that way, that way. And we can keep kind of moving them in a little bit. Okay, and there, that way, and in there, and I don't know if it matters how many sides this has. It's almost like, it's kind of like a flower, but it's also kind of like a gear, which is interesting. And then I'll try to work on some more of these. I don't know if I'll do another live stream for these, but I'll work on some other ones of them to see how it goes. It's just I get a lot of requests for live streams, so I don't always have time to do more than one on the same subject. So, but I always have them on file, so sometimes I revisit them. And then this one here. So let's see if we have enough of these sides. It looks a little bit like a gear. I could remove this. And yeah, let me know if you guys are buffering. I'm not sure why it would be doing that. And then we're just going to kind of bring these in, bring this in, and see how many of these we need. And they're not these, oh, I don't think these are all even, but the idea is we're just going to bring this one around, see if we need another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's not that many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I did too many because it's according to this. There's 7. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I went to town on these. So let's not do 8 because it's officially there's 7. And then for this, we should do like we've done in the past with other flowers, where we just line them up. Okay, let's just bring them around so they're evenly spaced. Line them up. Okay, line them up. It's in, okay. And this one's not quite centered. I'm going to trim that, remove my glasses, bring it in a little more. Okay, and bring that. Okay, so I have to fix it. Some of them are like closer together than others. I'm going to just even these out a little bit. There we go. It's hard to get everything really even. So. Okay. Oh, and then if any of you guys have any questions about selling on Etsy, I'm doing another collaboration with a friend coming up soon, helping people with selling on Etsy. So if you have any questions, let me know in the comments, or you can message me and let me know. And I'm going to be doing like a collaboration kind of videos, so look out for that. I like collaborating with people, it's fun. And we learn a lot that way. Okay, and this one too. There, perfect. That's more or less even. It's, you know, not 100%, but it's pretty good. Okay, so let's just do our little loop underneath here. Underneath there. Make sure they line up so they're even-ish. I think that's good. Yeah, I think so. So we're going to clip that guy, and that'll be it for today. I started about an hour, almost an hour late, so what time did I start? Or was it, I forget what time I started. Was it around 2:30? 2:45 maybe. Okay, so here's this one. So this is creativity. I don't know if I like 2 loops on there. Maybe I want it to be more flat, because definitely in the past I've done them where I've done like the double loops, but I also might want to just clip one of those and bring it in there. But I think for now I'll leave it like that. Okay, so we have that one, the creativity. We have this one, which is strength. This one I'm not sure about it anymore because I find it a little thick, the peacemaking. Let's try to do that one out of the gold. Or maybe silver. What have I got? For maybe even 18 gauge. I find that one a little thick. So let's just get, oh, that's 14 gauge. That's thick. And I have, is this 18 gauge? It's the German wire, 18 gauge. Let's do that. Okay, so I've got that. I find that a little, it's all right, but let's try it with the 18. Okay, just quickly. There we go. Okay, so if we do that with the 18 gauge, let's use the end of these veil making pliers. Symbols. Aw, thank you. I love these challenges. So we've got that one. And then this one, this goes underneath. Okay. Looks like they just keep going underneath. This one. Oh, that's not quite right. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go around underneath. So that's like the beginning over here. Okay. Okay, and then this one will go underneath. Yeah, this one goes underneath. So if we go like that, they all go underneath. Okay. And then what I was thinking was, actually this should have been more underneath, because it looks like these all go underneath. So this should have been under here, and then this can meet it underneath there, I guess. Anyways, this one I'm not sure there's much we can do with it because we don't really solder. But the idea would be that would meet kind of underneath. So I'm gonna bring that over here. Bring this in a little more. Yeah, it's not even, but the idea would be that would just kind of meet underneath there. I would maybe have to do that a little bigger. It's definitely a little wonky, but that would be the idea. I think that's better. I can fix that, but so that's what we did today. This one's too thick for. So those are those, and I'm going to flip the screen and sign off. I'm glad you guys enjoyed, and let me flip the screen here so we can see where we're at. Sorry I was so late. And sorry that, yeah, I wasn't so prepared this week, but that's okay. So thanks so much for hopping on the live stream, you guys. Thanks for checking out everything. Where did I put my paper? Okay, so it's, yeah, so they're called Andrinka symbols and the Sankofa bird. So I'm going to link up some things where you could check those out. Thank you so much to Veleria for the special request. Thank you, Amber, for always hopping on and moderating the chat. I know you have clients coming and going. And thank you, everybody, for your great feedback. New tutorial on the weekend. And I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And we'll see you the next time. Bye.